the Southern California BDR. So during the end of February, it says here February 21st. It was like to about now. So around this time now, I got back from California BDR. It's like March 2nd today. Um, so I'm just gonna go through all the stuff that we rode. I plotted a route. It was an adventure route all the way to the start of the You know how HadesOmega does these things, man. I planned a fun route all the way to the start of the California BDR, which starts in Yuma, Arizona, and it ends in Benton Hot Springs. And I did this in the winter time, so that's my first winter BDR adventure. That's what I'm gonna say. I always have bad luck with cold weather during the BDR, and this one was definitely, they say you can ride it in the wintertime, but you know maybe half of it. But I did it. I did it in the wintertime. So so here's some kind of places that we went to. We went to Buzzards Lagoon. We passed by Buzzards Lagoon in Santa Cruz. We camped at San Martin Top. That's like kind of like in Big Sur, and you're kind of looking down on the PCH, and it's beautiful. You can see the Pacific Ocean. That's my favorite camping spot on the PCH. Um, we passed through Carrizo Plains. That was my first time at Carrizo Plains. It was awesome. It's a great place to take a adventure bike, in my opinion, because it's not like crazy, difficult terrain there. It's very scenic. And we stopped by Joshua Tree, and that's where it started getting really really cold. Like the whole trip, it was cold until we got to like Arizona. We went to Joshua Tree, and then I kind of took a tour of Joshua Tree, and then we rode Pinkham Canyon. That is a kind of like it's like a jeep trail in Joshua Tree. Lots of sand, and it goes for miles and miles, and then it spits you out on the freeway. And then we stopped by Salton Sea. And Slab City. I always wanted to check out Slab City. It's kind of a cool place. It's just a place where people are just camping out in the desert, a little town. Interesting place. You should check it out. I camped there overnight, and then the next day we rode the aqueduct all the way to Glamis Dunes. Don't and we found out we should not deviate from the aqueduct because there's like you pass through like a bombing range, China Lake, I think. So yeah. And then we made it to Yuma, Arizona. I got a hotel room for the night, and then we started heading north. Um, Again, and the weather was great when we started. It was like probably 80s or something. That was the warmest weather throughout the whole trip. We did go to Glamis Dunes also. I rode the DR on the dunes. And then we went to we stopped. So this is the places that were on the California BDR. Picacho State Park, Mountains, Mojave National Preserve. We've been there before. Um, that was a great section. Coliseum Mine. That's a cool mine. If you take the hard route on, uh, it's near Prim, I think. Yeah, it's near Prim, and there's like a mine that you can ride down, and then there's like a water at the bottom. That's pretty rad. We went to China Ranch. It's like a date farm. We rode West Side Road again. Death Valley. We went through Death Valley, Titus Canyon. Titus Canyon was closed. We could not go ride through Titus Canyon because of the rain and stuff. Last year we had a lot of rain. This year we did have a lot of rain at first, but it's been pretty dry lately, so I'm not complaining. um, we stopped by Ubehebe Crater, which takes you to the racetrack. And then and then we rode down Lippincott Pass. The first time I've ever gone down Lippincott Pass. It wasn't too bad. There's some sections that like you really have to kind of look ahead and you got to plan like how you're gonna ride it because if you mess up you drop your bike and then it sucks. If you had a smaller bike I would say there's no problem. The DR did pretty good on Lippincott Pass. Cerro Gordo. Okay, so there's a hard route that goes up the back part after you pass Death Valley. It's like a kind of steep mountain pass with like gravel. You're just paddling through gravel going uphill and stuff. It was pretty fun. I was having a good time. It was challenging on DR, and uh, and then we turned around. We encountered something HadesOmega calls snow ice. It's like ice that's been it's snow that's fallen and it's become hard and turned into like a kind of ice. It's not like powdery snow. And I was just slipping and sliding all over the place. I had a pretty bad crash. You want to turn around, dude. Oh, shit. Ow. Good thing the bottom hit that rock. Luckily, nothing was damaged. All right, and I didn't get injured, so I made the call. Like, it just got more snowy as we went up, and Cerro Gordo it was pretty rough. So I was like, yeah, just 2 and 2. It's the conditions are just not good, so we decided to go back. Fortunately, I have a big gas tank, so that was not a problem. So we went back to Death Valley and then we went to Alabama Hills, and then Alabama Hills is pretty cool. I recommend that place. It's a great place to go camp. I camped there overnight. Lots of cool rocks and stuff. Then we stopped by Manzanar. It's a Japanese internment camp. That was a pretty interesting and kind of spooky place. A place where it's a dark place in American history type of place. You see lots of historic stuff along the way. We stopped by Big Pine. And by the time we got to Big Pine, the weather started getting bad. It was started raining, and there was lots of puddles and mud puddles and stuff. And then we finally got to the volcanic tableland. And then there was just like, it was just like snow all over, snow and some mud, and it was just greasy. And HadesOmega was just not happy because it was turning out to be like what happened on the Nevada BDR. What happened on Nevada BDR is like it got too muddy and snotty and snowy. HadesOmega had to turn around. It was just too much for him and the Cactus Muncher to take in. We were almost at the end, and it's almost the same thing happened. Um, and but yeah, it wound up. I wound up being able to take a detour. I rode through some of the snow. You know, one thing HadesOmega doesn't like is riding through snow because you can't tell what's underneath the snow. That's the problem. Um, and then we made it. We with HadesOmega, I finally completed a entire BDR trip. We almost completed the Nevada BDR, but I would say HadesOmega completed the California BDR, the Southern California BDR in its entirety almost. We had to take a couple detours, but there's nothing, you know, that sometimes that you got to do that kind of stuff. And then on the way back, we rode Last Chance Mine. Okay, let's get out of here. We came here to do so. I think it's pretty much just a straight shot out, right? Don't stand up, whatever you do. Exit, okay, there's it. Man, the bike has like no power in here. There's not a lot of oxygen in here. I see light. I see light. There it is. Woo! That's it! We made it! Man, that was kind of crazy, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I've never done anything like that in my life. The cool thing was I got to go. I stayed at Benton Hot Springs, and it was cool.
Alright, HadesOmega here. We're having a little ceremony tonight. So, on this 14th day of the HadesOmega's BDR travel, on the 7th day on the Southern California BDR, we made it. We made it to Benton Hot Springs. So, this little ceremony, I'm going to put the California BDR sticker on there. Okay. It goes. Not totally flat, totally straight, but that'll work.
It was snow all over the place and really cold, but the hot springs were nice and warm. So
There it is. Goal.
it's the first time I get to experience a snowy hot spring. It was awesome. I liked it. I liked it a whole lot. And it was definitely a great reward for after a long trip. And then we had to go home, and we couldn't take the Sierra passes back because it was wintertime. So it was like about this time this year, the passes don't open until like July. So we had to go all back down south. Go like Bakersfield, and it was just cold and miserable. My heated grips and my lights didn't work. So two things that I really needed, off-road lights and heated grips didn't work. Didn't work. It failed on me on the way there. So I thought I fixed it, but not really. I'm still working on it. So hopefully we can get that fixed.